Welcome to the Real Men Cry podcast, a podcast dedicated to Christian men who struggle with depression, anxiety, and suicide. My name is Desmond Dangerfield, and today we're going to be talking about toxic parents. Toxic parents. Raise your hand in the car, at home, wherever you may be, where you have a toxic parent. A toxic mother that thinks that you're supposed to be the breadwinner of the family, or a toxic dad that thinks you're supposed to take over the family business. And if you don't take over the business and go to college and go aspire to be all this other great stuff, then there's an issue, there's a problem, you're a sellout, you're rebelling against them. A lot of us have all been there. And a lot of this also plays into forms of depression and anxiety as well. In my research, I've talked to many people who have shared stories of, their dad started a firm or started a business, and literally from the time that they could talk up until now, before college, that father has groomed that child into being the business owner, and he's going to hand down this business, and he's going to be running things and doing this and doing that. But that child, wants to go play football, or wants to be an art director, or that child wants to go do certain things that's outside of what that father may want. And now that father has this negative attitude towards that child. It's kind of messed up, because a lot of parents try to raise their children to, follow your aspirations and follow your dreams. But if that dream or that aspiration doesn't align with what they necessarily want for your life, then you become the issue. You become the problem. And I know for me, my father, I loved being in the marching band. I played tuba in the marching band. I played every instrument except for flute and clarinet. And I loved being in the marching band. I wanted to join the Prairie View A&M University Marching Storm, playing tuba. I was this big fanatic, the whole nine. And my dad, he loved the fact that I could also play jazz music as well. So somebody got in his head that, he needs to go to UNT to study jazz and to study music in that form. And for me, I wanted to go to Prairie View. And my dad, I became a target for so many negative words, man, from him just pretty much bashing down everything that I love to do and everything that I had in my head that I had set up. I was going to graduate from high school, get a scholarship to Prairie View, get a music education degree, teach music. Why? Because I love music. God made me to like music. I didn't make me. So at that same time, my dad wanted me to go to University of North Texas. I didn't want that. I played jazz because it was just another form of music that we played in the band. And I just so happened to be good. But I became a target for so much negativity because he loved the idea that everybody knew that I was good, and I was so cold on the trombone. I could do this and play that. But that wasn't my dream. And it made me feel depressed that the person who was my father doesn't like the fact that I'm dreaming about something that doesn't align with what he wants in my life. And it's not like I wanted to go be go sell drugs as opposed to going to college. No, what I wanted to go do was very productive, but it didn't line up with what he wanted over my life. And now that triggered an anxiety. That triggered for me depression in high school, because I'm in the wrong for being myself. How many people out there can attest to I was in the wrong for literally being myself. I was in the wrong for being what God made me to be. I was in the wrong for not following in the footsteps of other people who just were not me. And that made me feel very sad. I was so depressed, man, in high school, because he wanted me to go to SMU. He wanted me to go to UNT. And, in my mind, I'm thinking this man will probably make sure I don't go to school that day if he knew Prairie View was up there giving auditions. One of the happiest days was when Mark Gordon came up to Townview Magnet Center in Dallas, my high school, and I auditioned. And the smile that was on his face, he was like, yeah, man, we're going to hook you up. You're going to come march in the band. We're going to put you on tuba. We're going to do this, that, and the other. And that was my dream. And I had worked hard for that dream. But the very person that was supposed to be raising me literally just drove my dreams into the wall. And that was pretty messed up. And that's just one example for that that gives a description of a toxic parent. You may have a toxic parent that is so unstable. You may have a toxic parent that is so lazy, and they expect you to be the breadwinner of the family. They expect you to send money. They expect you to go pay for this, pay for that, raise your younger brother and sister. Make sure you send money here. Make sure you help with this. But when you graduate high school, you are a grown adult and you are supposed to take care of yourself. How many of y'all have a toxic parent that thinks have a toxic parent that gives you responsibilities that you never signed up for? So now you can't even live your own life because you will be in the wrong if you don't do what's been assigned to you. Let's break away from that, y'all. I dare you to tell your parents, hey, I won't do this because that doesn't align up with what I want for my life. I won't send money all the time. I won't come move to a whole nother city because you want me to be here. I won't date certain people because you don't even like this other individual. Let's move away from that, y'all. Like, live for yourself. Live for yourself. Try it. I dare you. Because you will only be truly happy if you do what you have been you were in pursuit of. If you keep trying to live your life for other people, it's gonna take you to a bad place mentally. So one challenge I want to give you guys is think about everything. If you do have a toxic parent, now if you have beautiful, loving parents that let you do whatever you want to do, whatever you want to pursue, hey, kudos to you. This is for the people who have individuals in their lives that literally put barriers on their happiness. I dare you, break away. Break away. Just break away. Find your happiness. Find what you want to do. If you want to be a national ping pong player, I don't care what it is, do it. God put it inside of you for a reason. And if you let these people who can't even orchestrate their own life tell you what not to do because it doesn't align with how they view you, that's a problem. Break away. I dare you today. Break away. That concludes our episode. You guys have a good day.